Good evening. In a Mello TV news update, Rashawn Patterson, the man charged with the murder of popular social media influencer Anika Slickiana Townsend, was remanded when he made an appearance in the St. James Circuit Court earlier today. A bail hearing was expected for Patterson today. However, when the case was called up, the prosecution told Justice Andrew Thomas that several items were outstanding. Among the outstanding items are DNA comparison and forensic and vehicle trafficking reports. Patterson's attorney, Michelle Thomas, did not pursue a bail application. Patterson is booked to reappear in court on March 9, 2023. It is alleged that Townsend traveled from Kingston to Montego Bay, where she was picked up by Patterson at approximately 7:30 p.m. on October 20. During the evening, they visited a restaurant in Hanover and a guest house in St. James. At some point during the night, an argument reportedly developed between them, which resulted in Patterson allegedly strangling Townsend and disposing of her body. Townsend's body was retrieved from the sea in Reading, St. James on October 21. The police, in carrying out their investigations, named Patterson as a person of interest on October 22. He was later picked up at a guest house in Hanover by an Area 1 operational team on November 2. And Mello TV News will continue to track this story and provide you with updates as they become available. A gunman was shot and killed by a security guard after he and at least one other attempted to gain entry into the China Harbor Engineering Company's Newport West complex in St. Andrew. This is the second shooting incident this week at a Czech complex. This latest incident occurred before 6 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Two men attempted to enter the company's compound when they were spotted by a security guard. According to the acting head of the St. Andrews South Police Division, Superintendent Damien Manderson, this led to an exchange of gunfire. In the spirit of giving this Christmas, the Cornwall Regional Hospital's Children's Ward in St. James received items for its nursery from the Janet Richards Foundation annual treat earlier today. Main sponsors of the Christmas treat are Gateway Credit Union, JMMB, and Zimmer Jamaica Limited. Items of gifts handed out were diapers, toys, and other care items for the ward and nurses. Janet Richards, Foundation founder, outlined the importance of the charity and thanked all the sponsors that came on board to make the event possible.
And I got a call from a lady that I don't know. And tears came to my eyes. And she said that JMB would like to give you 50 care bags to give to your foundation. And I was recommended by somebody from the JMB bank. And tears came to my eyes and I said, Lord, I had a shortfall in this. And I was scratching all over because, you know, it's a must do. And I said, look how God opened up the way. I did not write them. They did not even send me an email. They delivered these things to my house early in the morning. I mean, I told them that I normally go on the road around 10, 8, 9, and they send the gentleman with all 50 bags. You should see what is in there. And we are going to give it to the nurses this morning. So I really want to thank you guys. Gateway has always been with me. You notice Auntie Roper is here. She called me and she said, Janet, I want to be a part of your foundation. When I was coming here and I told you I had shortfalls, Tishura Gibbs from Zimmer, Jamaica, she just sent me to buy some toys and said, Janet, come and pick it up. You know, God, I have a way because you see when God knows your purpose, yes. Less than nothing can come between it. Right. And today I continue to be that testimony because I am doing 6 streets and when I started the Christmas thing, I have 0 because I just finished the mammogram program. And I said, God, I know that some persons are certain, but it was 0. Look at what I did. What we all did. And I could not.
A representative from Jamaica Money Market Brokers, JMMB, one of the sponsors of the event, expressed the importance of giving back.
Sometimes we think that we have to do big things in order for it to be accepted or acknowledged or, welcomed. For me, really, it's the small things in life that make the difference. And when I came today and I saw the children, my heart broke. And it's still breaking. I must tell you, I don't like hospitals, right? But when I saw the children, it really impacted me. And I've known Janet for quite some time now, and as Kiwanian sisters, it's not just since Janet has had her foundation that she's been giving back. She has always been giving back. And it is indeed a pleasure on behalf of JMMB and the Joan Duncan Foundation that we were able to partner with Janet to be able to make an impact, not just on the children, but also on persons who provide that level of care and support for them. So I just hope that at least we brought some cheer to your faces today. I hope that you'll have a wonderful Christmas. And I know that with the Lord as our guide and our keeper, we can just get better from here.
One of the doctors from the pediatrics department thanked the sponsors for their gifts, expressing that these items will assist the mothers and go a far way in caring for the children.
A lot of the children here might not be able to go home for Christmas, and this might be their Christmas, and you have made that possible. So I'd like to thank the representatives here from the Gateway Foundation, Zimmer Foundation, the Zimmer Corporation, Janet Richards Foundation, and Jamaica Money Market, and anybody else who came to support this venture. Every year we can look forward to your presence and your presence. So we are very happy that you're able to come again another time. The children are very delighted. As you can see, they can't wait to see what their presents will be. Some of these children probably wouldn't have gotten such a nice Christmas at home. So this is a home away from home, and you make it not a hospital when you do things like this. And that's what we want. We want a homey environment of love and encouragement, and the children don't feel unwell. In fact, it helps with their healing when there's happiness. So I am grateful for all that you are doing. And I also see that God is blessing you, and I pray that He will continue to bless your foundation. And I hope everyone has a wonderful time today. Thank you very much.
10 assistant nurses and nurses also received care packages from JMMB. Tour operators who operate from the Seekers Resort in Montego Bay, St. James, made a generous donation to the West Haven Home for Disabled Children in Copes, Hanover, yesterday. Douglas Morgan, chairman of the Secrets Taxi Association, and his team made a generous donation of toiletries, food items, clothing, detergent, sanitizer, and soap to the children's home. Mr. Morgan said he and the members of his team journeyed to the West Haven Children's Home because of an initiative they started several years ago in reaching out to homes such as this, which are in need of daily supplies of food and other amenities.
Today we journeyed to the Cops Children Home, the West Haven Children Home, because we started an initiative a few years ago where we try to help home that need stuff. So as a group of operators at Secret Resort in Montego Bay, we started this program over 5 years ago, where we go to different home at Christmas time. So this year we choose the West Haven Children Home, and you may ask the question why. We choose this home because there is a lot of needs in this home. So we choose this home because we have a team that we give back because we care. And we recognize God who cares for us. He says He feels the feeling of our infirmity. So as drivers at Secret, we feel the feeling of these kids' infirmity, their pain and their suffering. So we decide to come as a group and to supply their needs according to His riches in glory. So we give back to this place because we care. We give chemical bleach, we give soap, we give food stuff, we give and towels, and we give clothing, and we give a lot of food stuff and a lot of chemical for cleaning air. We give pampers and stuff.
Manager at the West Haven Children's Home, Sydney Grant, welcomed the donation by the secret store operators and pointed out that it came at the right moment and will help the home to cut costs.
Yeah, education too. Education we have a special education department here, which we try to help the children to function as the normal children would have in the outside world. So we give thanks and we trust and hope that the blessing of the Father will continue to shine upon the saved as we go along. God bless you all.
All right, we just need one more shot.
In other news this evening, Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark says the new series of banknotes will allow for multiple banknotes producers to supply the Bank of Jamaica, the BOJ.
It is a good morning for only the second time in Jamaica's history and in the 60th year of our independence, to unveil a new series of banknotes. The governor has mentioned that approximately 3 years ago, the BOJ wrote to me to make the point that it was necessary, in their opinion, for the introduction of a $2,000 note because of issues to do with circulation and the difficulty in transacting. When people give up $5,000, change is sometimes difficult to come by. And the people who really complained were the small shopkeepers. And as a result, it was their recommendation that a new note was required. They also made the point, as has been repeated here, that the existing family of notes are open to counterfeiting that is more difficult with the technology that exists today. And they made a third point, that members of the visually impaired community, and I want to especially welcome I think it's the president of the Jamaica Society for the Blind, who is here with us this morning. Please welcome him especially, please. Members of that community would often register the simple fact, that the features for visually impaired persons that are on our existing family of notes are not sufficiently distinct to reduce errors in the usage of those notes to an acceptable minimum.
The finance minister, who was speaking at the launch of the new banknotes at the Bank of Jamaica this morning, noted that this is an improvement when compared to the existing notes, which only had specific suppliers.
Now, one of the significant advantages of doing that is that apart from all that I've mentioned, the security features, the durability, more user-friendly for the visually impaired, one of the key advantages as well is that producing an entirely new family of notes, we have been able to ensure that these notes are such that multiple banknote producers can produce them. Some of the notes that we have introduced over the past 2 decades are notes that only one specific supplier can produce. And that might have been necessary at the time, but going forward, this is certainly an improvement and one that I think you would all welcome.
The new banknotes will be printed on polymer substrate, which is more durable substrate relative to that of the current banknotes. The new notes will be circulated on a phased basis starting next year. And that's our news package for this evening. Thank you for tuning in to Mello TV News. I'm Nicole Hales. Pleasant viewing.